background, guys.
Yeah,
Hey.
wow.
Very slick.
Major Antone Aguon, the Department of Corrections.
Goes really nice with that shirt, Major.
Yeah. Well, I feel like you're a part of the Link team now.
He is.
He's getting a kick out of this. He's like, ask me a hard question now.
He's like, I'm going to be asking the questions today.
You like it. Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Welcome home.
It's good to be home.
So you're off island. You did your tours. Tell us about what were your takeaways?
So we as you know, DOC is working on their comprehensive facilities master plan in an effort to hopefully build a new facility. So one of that process was to go off island and visit. We wanted to visit more, but we got at least two facilities. One in Ohio that is currently under construction. It's in Franklin County, Ohio. So we got a chance to spend several days with them, walking their facility. It's under construction. They're hoping to open that facility by early next year. So a lot of the construction is done. It's they're planning for a 3,000 bed facility. They're doing the same concept we are doing, basically a phased approach to the project. So phase 1 and 2 of their project hopefully will be done by next year. Anyway, we got to walk with them on their current design, sat down with them on their process, on how they came up with their square footage and how they're going to be operating that prison. And we got a lot of good takeaways. Our consultant who's helping us with the master plan was there. It was me, the consultant, and of course our deputy director, Robert Camacho. And we spent like 3 days in their facility just walking around and talking to them about their process. We learned a lot. Some of the stuff we've already had on our plate and had ideas in our head of how we wanted our facility to look. And a lot of it just confirmed that we were kind of heading in the right direction. The benefit of going with them, for example, is in their process, they visited over 50 different jails back there as they were doing their process. A lot easier for them because they can travel just within the state and other states. But we were able to use their 50 jail experience and take away some good things from them. And after that, we went over to Saginaw, Michigan, where there is a jail there that was recently been operational now about 1 year. And so it's a 511 bed facility. It cost them about 30 million for that one, 37 million. And so we got to see the actual jail in operation and sat down with their sheriff and their staff and went over their process. And we got a lot of good takeaways. We even asked them, for example, now that it's operational and you designed it this way, what would you change if you had a chance to redesign your facility? And they gave us a lot of good advice on how to change certain things or what they would have done differently now that it's operational and they've learned a little bit more about their facility. So all in all, it was a very good trip. Our consultant is putting all this together. We've had several meetings, and we're hoping by the end of the month we'll have a final product to present to the governor. And with this master plan, we can now move to the next phase, that when we get an architect, we know what we want. We kind of know already what we want: square footage, height of the cells, how the design is going to be. And we're going to hand that off to the architect and work with them on putting all these conceptual ideas into an actual plan that can be cost estimated and then eventually bid out so we can start the project. So it has come a long way, and I think we're continuously moving forward. So we're doing our part on our side to hopefully get this, and now once it's all done, of course, we have to rely on the legislature and the government to identify the funding to move this project farther. Right. So it was a good trip.
And what's the name of the contractor again?
His name is Dave Rogers.
Right. The company?
Information to Energy.
Information to Energy. That's right.
Yeah.
And so, I thought a part of the DOI funding was for the company, the consultant, to conduct an assessment of DOC. Did they provide?
Yes, Sabrina, that is all part of this, the comprehensive master plan when he submitted. So there's different phases. There's like 14 phases to this project. And for example, phase one, I believe is the, if I can recall, is the population projection. So they look at our population, past, present, and future. There is a phase there for the assessment of current buildings, which is already done. That was done already. The particular off-island was, I think, phase 12 of the project, benchmarking. We've, like I said, this whole process is taken us quite a long time. We've sat down with Guam behavioral staff, Guam GMH staff, asking them what they need, what's their assessment, what if we were to get a new facility, what would they like to see in that facility. We sat down with all the officers, a bunch of officers, about how things would operate. And of course, with this new facility, we would obviously have to change some of our policies and procedures on how we operate. But there's still a lot more work to be done. But yes, all of that you said, the assessment is all going to be in the report.
So, but are you able to just kind of give us an idea what was in that, the current assessment of DOC? I mean, we know it's a pretty old.
So he came in and checked out, for example, post 18. And, that's one of our housing units that is actually the very first jail that was built in here in this facility in the 1960s. And he recommended that building be condemned. He recommended that building, the condition, the plumbing, just the entire infrastructure, the whole building needs to be condemned. Also, post 5 is not so good either. There's a lot of issues with leaking and plumbing and electrical, again, because of the natural wear and tear. And so even that, he recommended that building be demolished. And part of our plan is actually to take that building out, and that will become part of the new parking lot in the future, right? And of course, the domes, those are temporary domes. Those are not lifelong structures. Post 6, got a few more years in there. We did some locks upgrade and some things in there, upgrading it. Post 7, we also did some upgrades on the roof and stuff. So those were still pretty much okay. Post 16 is the building we built in probably 1998. That still got some good useful years, although it has some deterioration on the outside of due to erosion and corrosion of the metal and stuff. But yeah, he did say some of the buildings just need to go. Some of them just need to go. They're not usable. And again, our approach to this project is going to be in a phase approach. So we will not be able to build this prison overnight, one big build. It'll have to come in different phases. Our master plan is for 80 years, right? So phase 1 and 2 and 3 are basically the biggest part of this project. Phase 4, 5, and 6 go out into the year all the way up, up 30 years out, to add on to the facility. But as we build the first 3 phases, you want to plan for how you're going to build in the future. So you want to make sure all the conduits, all the lines for future electronics and all that are put in the initial phase of the project. So there's still, like I said, a lot of work. A lot of this will be hammered out more once we get an architect on board and sit down with them and saying, this is what we want, this is what we need. Now we got to put it together. So I'm very happy with the overall progress. And again, it only cost us, it's a federal grant of $250,000 to get this, this part, right? We cannot build a new prison unless we have a plan.
Right.
Bottom line, unless we know what we want, we can't move forward. So
is the plan
we know what we want.
Is the plan to build it? Is the plan to build this new facility or the first 3 phases on DOC's current property?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And we looked at that for several reasons. One, we understand if we try to go back out in the community and find a new location, we're going to get resistance. There's no doubt about it. We're going to get resistance, and we're going to spend 2 years fighting with the community. And then all the other EPA requirements and all those other things that need to come with that. And we felt we have enough land up here that we can strategically put this new facility while running the current prison. Right? And as we complete these complete phases, we can start moving inmates around into the new facility. And one of the big side of this, Sabrina, was we want to move out of Agana. Right? So phase 1, of course, will will allow us to remove all those detainees down in Agana up to Manila. Right? And so that was also one of our goals, is to get out of Agana. And this project, phase one, will actually address that. And then as we move forward, we add on the new buildings, and over the course of several years, we can eventually start moving inmates around and get rid of the older buildings down the road.
Okay. What about Andrew Medabussin?
According to our records, he is here. He's in our custody on a federal charge. That's all that. Yeah. That's all the only information we get is that.
I think Bree has some information. Bree, can you just, what is his background? What case is he involved with? Just to refresh our memory.
He was busted in California, I believe it was in June, for mailing a package to Guam containing, I want to say it's more than 3,000 gross grams of meth. I could be wrong. It could be over 1,000. But anyway, it's a significant amount of drugs through the mail. And the package ended up being received by a former DOC officer and a former police officer.
Jose Antonich.
Right. And so his case was sealed, so we cannot even look at it. Andrew Medabussin's case isn't sealed, and so that's how we found out about the connection. And so he was extradited back to Guam, or he was supposed to have been extradited back to Guam. And we've all been waiting for the past couple of months. They've scheduled hearings in the district court. And it's been postponed, and so now it's expected to officially happen this morning because he is now on Guam. And so Tyler is actually covering that hearing, which gets underway, I believe, at 10:15 this morning.
So then he allegedly mailed this package to Guam, and it was picked up allegedly by Jose Antonich, and then he allegedly took it back to his house. And
he was found in a container office type situation. Something.
So I guess he has a container office type situation at his house, and law enforcement showed up, and he was allegedly attempting to burn the package in a drum, in the tunky, right? Yes, ice burns, guys. Newsflash. And then also connected with this case, I want to say like it was ATF or something. They seized like a whole armory from Jose Antonich, right? It was just a bunch of guns and
rifles and I think some. What are they called? Bullets and stuff.
Bullets, yeah. Pew-pews, a lot of pew-pews. So there's your background, and now Mr. Medabussin is on island behind bars at your facility, Major?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
All right.
Down in Agana.
Is he going to be transported down to district court?
Usually the U.S. Marshals take care of that.
Oh, okay.
Can you get him to bring him through the front?
Stop it.
Sorry.
That's
U.S. Marshals.
Not sure.
Okay, I'll just check it.
I don't coordinate the transport there.
I got you. I know.
How about I know you can't really speak about Medabussin too much. So what's going on with vaccinations up at the DOC?
So let me get my notes here, because I have some notes right here in front of me. So as of now, we have vaccinated as far as the prisoners, 95% of the prisoners have been vaccinated. That'll be about 546. Our currently population today is 575. Out of the 575, 546 are vaccinated. And then on the officer side, the staff, not just all staff officers, but staff, we're also about 95%. We have 197 active staff members. 5 of them are on long-term leave, like military deployment and some medical leave. So I'm not counting them. So out of the 197 active, about 95% of them, or 187, I believe, are vaccinated. So we got about 10 more, I think, that are not vaccinated of the active. But also, in addition, we have our Guam behavioral staff that are here, and our GMH staff that are assigned here. They too are all vaccinated. And so we're just going to work on our 10 officers. I think out of the 10, some of them are currently in the process of getting their first vaccination or working towards getting vaccinated.
You haven't had any positive cases up there, right?
No,
Okay.
not since November of last year.
Okay,
Wow.
that's good.
Okay, Major, we got to run. Are you good, Bree?
Yeah, I think
Any officers try and smuggle in crystal meth or any other type of contraband?
No, not I'm aware of now. No, nobody's been busted for that.
Okay. Any drones dropping stuff over the fence? Anything thrown over?
You know, we did a few weeks ago when I was off island. I think we did have a few incidents where some drones were located over, were seen over the facility. I think about 3 different times. I'm not sure if it's the neighborhood drones or, you know, it's just people playing out with their drones. But there have been some sightings of several drones going over our facility. You know, I understand too, this was supposed to be a no-fly zone, but we're still working on that to figure out where we're at with that. But, you know, we just got to keep diligent. We're not sure about it. I mean, we do live not too far from neighborhoods, so there could be some family members.
How does that work, Major? Because I know that for hotels and military bases, I don't know, specifically for like military property, they have some kind of like, they have these things in place where if the drone crosses over the property line, it just dies and falls down. But what does that take to get that kind of designation for a DLC?
Well, we are looking into that. We are looking into that right now, working with Homeland and some other agencies on trying to see how we can address this issue. So we don't have a solution yet, but you know, we are working on it.
So in the meantime, you're just going to be shooting those drones out of the sky, right? Anytime they fly over the prison?
No. We cannot. We cannot sit down here and throw rocks at those things or try
No,
to get them
use the
out.
gun. Slingshot.
No. We don't want to do that.
All right. Okay, Major. Thank you.
Sounds fun, but
It does, yeah.
Sounds fun, but I don't think that'll be the professional thing to do.
sounds fun.
Does sound fun though. Take us some stress off, huh?
Yeah.
You just got back from vacation. Why are you stressed?
Because you're
Well, all
stressing
the
him
work
out.
kind of.
Because you're stressing him out.
A lot of work just piled up, so there's a lot of things I got to take care of now.
All right. Well, go take care of business, Major. And thank you for coming on. And we love that background.
Yeah.
But yes, I
Best
like it
one
too.
yet.
Yep. Love it. Take it easy.
Yep.
That's that.
Okay, sir.
Thanks, Antone.
Quick break, and we're coming back with Jason Solis and the American Cancer Society next, right here on the link. Good morning.
Diving in, sing our core.
On August 28th, join us as we illuminate hope at the American Cancer Society Relay for Life Luminaria exhibit at the FDMS Phoenix Center. From 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., witness the Illuminous display of lights, a representation of our love and respect